I have appeared! Genie Ali back on your screen since the last video, which was about the Super Bowl. And which Super Bowl was it? Oh, yeah, it was the one with the Chiefs against the Eagles, where every human being wanted the Chiefs to lose because they always win somehow. And they did. They got a, an ass whooping by the Eagles. In today's video, I will review the prediction, the chart. I'll just give a quick review of the chart, the kickoff time, which also I predicted accurately, and an error, no, not an error, but something that I missed in the chart, um, that I will show you. And also, I will predict the next Super Bowl already, which is next year in 2026. All right. So now, this Super Bowl that just passed kicked off exactly at 5:41 p.m. local time in New Orleans. All right, and that's exactly what I predicted. You don't believe me? Let me show it to you. All right. Remember, with my method, and with this method, I only work with proof. All right, with something that can be presented and seen with the naked eye. All right, so let's go to the proof. And here is the proof. So this is the app called SofaScore. This tracks the starting times of games. So whenever a game starts, you will be notified on your device. All right, I would recommend to download it if you follow a lot of sports games like I do, like I have been since like 2017. All right. So as you can see here, it started exactly at 6:41 p.m. I mean, come on. I mean, like it started exactly at 5:41 p.m. local time, right? Not the advertised 5:30 p.m., not 5:35, not 5:38, not 5:40, but 5:41. The most odd number to start a game. And why they did it, or why did that happen, I can only explain it via astrology or the chart. And the reason is because at 5:41, the configuration of the chart changed from what it was the 10 minutes before. All right, that's the best way I can explain it. Other than that, I don't know why people would do that, unless of course they know the astrology. All right, let's go back to the chart now. I'll also show you the chart of the game. So this was the chart from the last video, and there were 4 parameters. All right, remember, that's what I saw. 2 to the favorites and 2 to the underdogs. Okay, and let me just give you the bullet point. There we go. So at 5:41, it was the configuration of the chart was 2 favorites and 2 underdogs with a mutual aspect. All right, and here was the mutual aspect: Moon making a trine to Pot of Fortune. All right, and so after finding the configuration here, I would go into the database and look for an identical configuration that had happened in the past. All right, and that was this one that I found of a tennis game from like 2022, some in Australia. As you can see, there were 2 favorite aspects and 2 underdog aspects, and the moon also making a mutual aspect to a ruler of fourth, which is also combust, which you can't see under those red scribbles. Okay, but either way, so the chart was identical, and the most important thing, other than the start time, was the spread. All right, the spread for the favorite guy or side was 1.5, and this was very important because this was the same exact spread for the Chiefs that they opened at for the Super Bowl that just passed. So now that I had this information, and also the spread moved from 1.5 to 2.5 here, okay, and that's why the favorite won. So now with this information, since this chart had the identical configuration, right? Two favorites, two underdogs, mutual, spread moving from 1.5 to 2.5. The favorite won, so therefore I expected this spread for the Chiefs. This is a Super Bowl chart to also move from 1.5 to 2 or 2.5, just anything above 1.5, but it didn't. In reality, and what happened was this 1.5 spread moved backwards or down to 1. And when that happened, and when I noticed that, then I knew that this was not good news for the Chiefs. All right, and that is why the Chiefs lost, because the spread moved from 1.5 to 1. All right, that's all right. So yes, right here, this is where I was. So Super Bowl spread went from 1.5 to 1. Okay, and so as soon as the game started, I put in the bet, just sort of like maybe 2-3 minutes into the game, and I bet on the Eagles spread, which was, I found the 1.5. I could have done the 1, or I could have even taken the money line, but I took the spread, right? Because it was the spread that was the latest number. I'll show you that as well. Where is it? Wait. No, I don't. Never mind that. All right. But either way, I bet on the Eagles, and yeah, and they won. So I was happy about that. But let me show you one more thing, and that is that right after I placed the bet, all right, I noticed that I missed an aspect in that chart. All right, I did not see one, and so that kind of put me on high alert. And I'll show you which aspect that was. All right. So look, this was a chart. We already know this now. All right. Favorite, underdog. Let me just give you a clear chart right here. So here's that chart again. Remember, initial was favorite, moon, trine, favorite. All right, 2 favorites. 7 conjunct for 2 underdog. 10 anti-sign conjunct south node, underdog. And then I noticed that, you see the pot of fortune here? It's anti-sign. Let me just erase that. Its anti-sign was in Libra. It's 7 degrees, 7.26. And over there it was opposing the ruler of the 10th, which is the favorite. So this opposing pot of fortune anti-sign is another underdog aspect. So there were 3, all right? And for this configuration, I did not have any data. All right, so that's why I got a little worried. Like, oh no, I don't know what's gonna happen. But luckily, the Eagles started their pounding early, and they were relentless, and so I got lucky. That's all I can say. Now, so when there's no data, I usually just go for the underdog, all right? Because there's nothing supporting the favorite. I mean, you can also say there's nothing supporting the underdog, but, you know, I just go for the underdog usually because it's a gamble, really, if I have no data. So yeah, that was it. Also, yeah, one more thing about the missed aspect. So this was like a rookie mistake. You know, it was a very easy thing to observe and to notice, but also since I have been doing it for over 7 years, I was kind of surprised that I did not see such an easy aspect, the opposition. Wait, let me just show that with the screen. Okay. Where is it? Yeah, oh, it's right here. It's right under my nose. Alright, there. You see, so this aspect, I just did not see it. Right, the 10 opposing pot of fortune. And it just happens sometimes. Sometimes you just don't see things. Or as experienced as you are, sometimes you're just not going to see it. And, again, this is where the magical aspect of the astrology, I would say, comes in, because I just can't understand why I did not see it, even though it did not, affect me or affect the bet negatively. I still think about the future charts that I will observe. I might miss something, but these things are just something. What I say is that you're just not meant to see some things. That's all I can say. But anyway, so that was the Super Bowl. Again, now that we know how to predict a future event like this, let's try it on the next Super Bowl. Right? No, wrong scene. Let's go back to the thing here. All right. So let's try Super Bowl 60. How about that? All right, which is next year in Santa Clara, West Coast, which is pretty much San Francisco. It's where the 49ers play. All right. I'm not saying the 49ers will make it to the Super Bowl, but it will be in their home stadium. All right. So the same time again. It's going to be advertised at 6:30 p.m. East Coast, of course. It's going to be on the West Coast. And at 6:30, I already checked. It's the same chart at 6:40. So again, the 10-minute window will be the same, and I think it remains the same for quite a bit until maybe like 7 p.m. or something like that. I'm talking East Coast, so maybe 4 p.m.ish. But either way, let's just predict or try to predict this next Super Bowl. All right, it's pretty simple. I'll tell you that much. All right, so the only thing weird about this chart is the Cancer Capricorn axis, which makes it a little difficult. As Frawley himself said it in the chart, it's not easy to predict a Capricorn Cancer axis because of the dual role of the moon. All right, now we'll see it here. All right, so the first house is Cancer, so the moon just so the moon can't be the ruler, right, of the one, so we have to give the ruler to the sign that the moon is in, which is Scorpio. So the ruler for the favorite gets Mars, right? And then the seventh house, Capricorn, is Saturn. That's not receiving any aspect from anywhere. Remember, guys, this is Super Bowl 60, which is next year, February 8th, 2026 for now. Okay? And then we got ruler of fourth, Venus. Okay? And now, check this out. Pot of fortune in Aries, so the dispositor is also Mars, which is ruler of one. So this could have been a problem, but it's not, because both of them represent the favorite, dispositor, and one, right? So the aspects. The first one is the ruler's shadow making a conjunction or receiving a conjunction by the moon. All right, so that's one to the favorite. And what was the other one? Oh yeah, and the other aspect is the shadow of the pot of fortune hitting the south node. Okay. And I think that's it for now. That's all I can see for now. I hope I'm not missing anything like the last Super Bowl. So the code or the configuration for Super Bowl 60 using this method is one favorite and one underdog. And the special aspect is Capricorn, Cancer axes. All right, and that's it, pretty much. That's Super Bowl 60. It looks pretty simple. My prediction right now is whoever is favored in the next year's Super Bowl will it'll seem like an easy win for them, but it won't. That's what it looks like for now, right? But yeah, that was it. Again, don't you think it's so strange that it kicked off exactly at 5:41 p.m.? I mean, it's just I'm not. My mind used to boggle. I've seen this a lot with so many games. The start times are the most odd start times, which correlate with the charts. So my mind doesn't even. I'm not even mind blown anymore. I'm just desensitized to it all. But anyway, that was it for today. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next appearance. All right? Keep charting and take care of yourselves. Bye-bye. Oh, wait. Disappeared early. See ya.